Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy Show. Step off.
Hey! What is up? Welcome back to the program, folks. Thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tom Clark, and this right here is Tom Clark's Main Event. What's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Happy Friday to you. How's everybody doing out there today? How's your week been? And all that other stuff. I tend to say the same things all the time. It's perfectly fine. You guys have nowhere else to be. Man, let's hope we get an audience. Let's try to fill the room up if we can, kids. If you will, if all of you will, please and thank you, go share this post. Share the feed everywhere you possibly can. Am I lagging? I feel like I'm lagging. Yes? Am I hesitating, or does it just look like that to me? Be honest. Don't work me. It's not cool to do that, you know. Don't work the Tom here. How am I looking for real? How are we? Are we hesitating? Are we keeping up? Is the mouth keeping up with the words? Yeah. Let's see. Ray All Day is in. Ray's in Chicago running a race. What's up, Ray? Eric Jackson, first to the table today. What's up, my friend? How are you? Carlos, what's going on? Sugar Shane. Ryan, what's up, dude? Jumping Jeff Sharma, how you doing, man? Taking your lunch with good old Tom. Did you bring me anything to eat? I have not. Have I ate today? What have I ate today? I had a bowl of cereal. And I had coffee. I think that's all I have. Had. Have? Had. Am I hesitating? Someone tell me if this is keeping up, or does it just look like that on my end? I've had some serious technical issues today. I shouldn't say I have. I should say the streaming platform that I use has. And I had to reach out to them earlier today because I did an interview through the Shoot job. Yes. And had to ask, hey, what's going on? How come I look funny? I mean, other than just typically looking funny. You know what I mean? And I was told, well, our engineers are on it. They're on it. Russell said it looks good to him. Awesome. It must just look like that to me. Great. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Tim says I look good, better than last night's NFL. Marie says we're having a Halloween party. You know what? I have never been. I'm not anti-Halloween. We're going to get a pumpkin, right? We're going to carve that sucker up. Just hadn't done it yet. But I have never been like a costume party kind of guy, man. I'm not anti, right? I dressed up one year as CM Punk, which is not a hard costume. Blue jeans, a black zip hoodie, and the shirt, and you tape your arms and hands up, which is a little painful. But I did it. That's like the most really I've ever done, if I'm being straight. Hey, Bobby, what's going on, dude? What's up, JD? Good to see you. JDW. JDWD. I don't have a nickname for you. Wolfman. I'll call you Wolfman. Bobby, I'm doing freaking awesome, dude. I'm not yet done working today. I've been underwater for the past couple of days at work. That happen to anybody where you feel like you just can't get done? Like you just have, I have a really, really full plate. And I can't seem to get caught up. I'm trying. I'm making attempts. I may be doing some work over the weekend in an attempt to get caught up. Oktoberfest begins here in downtown. So I think I may stop by that after the show and see what's going down. You know, I'm straight edge, so there's no drinking for this old dude, but it's all good. Maybe they'll have a brat that I may purchase to satisfy the evening hunger pangs. We'll see. Perhaps some music, some polka. I don't know. We'll see. Charlotte. What's up, Charlotte? How are you? Jeff, I think we all know it's Mr. Wyndham Rotunda, also known in that company as Bray Wyatt. We shall see. Thank you, Tim. The fam's doing good. Everybody's doing good. Thank you. Hope everyone's going your side. Harder than Damian Priest on Halloween night. Man, and he's all about the Halloween. Dude, I interviewed Damian. Did I tell you this? Back when he was Punishment Martinez and he was on the road going to a show. And like in the middle of the interview, he had to stop and get gas and he talked to someone, I guess, in the convenience store. He was very polite. It was nothing weird, but he was on the road. But I got the interview hooked up to Ring of Honor at the time. It was pretty cool. He's a good guy. He's very straightforward. As you can imagine, when you hear him on the TV, it's basically just this. That's really him. There's nothing else. He's way down here. Good interview, though. I had no issues with it. I'm just saying. But it was cool. We are going a little bit today, similar to what we did last week. Last time we did the second chapter of ATA, Ask Tom Anything. Today, we're going to cover the headlines of the week. We're going to do like a hodgepodge. We're going to throw some stuff out there. I'm going to get your guys' thoughts. We have to acknowledge right off the bat some extraordinarily sad news. Former WWE Tough Enough winner Sara Lee has passed away. She was 30 years old. Of course, she was the winner of the 2015 season of Tough Enough. I'm going to say this, and it's going to be taken all kinds of wrong, but I actually kind of forgot about her. No disrespect. It's just that, when wrestling personalities kind of fall off your radar, it's not that you don't care. It's just that they're not in your line of sight, if that makes sense. But man, if you've seen family pictures with her, it's freaking heartbreaking. Don't ask me what happened. It's none of my business, and quite frankly, none of yours. I don't know what happened. It's and honestly, I don't know that I care what happened. That's the thing, man. I'm not one of these guys that chases headlines. So and so died. What happened? That's just not me. Especially in this business, man, you just can't. You can, I guess, if you wanna, but for me, it's just not something I really want to do or care to do. I just don't want anything to do with that dude. That's just not who I am. All right. The fact is that she's gone. There's no coming back from that. So again, all the best to her family who are grieving tremendously, as you can hopefully never imagine. You lose someone close to you, my friends. If you've never lost anyone, count yourself grateful. Count yourself lucky. So yeah, horrible news. Again, all the best to her family during this time, her friends and her fans. Horrible thing to have to lead the show off with. But yeah, man, it's rough, dude. It's rough. So again, all the best to her family. What's up, Double V? How you doing, man? Tim, go look it up. She just seemed like a really good person. You know what I mean? Maybe too good to be in the pro wrestling business. Not that don't anyone take that the wrong way. That's just sort of something you say when you say that someone was a good person. Well, they're doing the wrestling business. But yeah, it's just it's a shame, man. It's a shame. Tim, I'm saving the main event button. I'm going to repackage the show, and it may be with episode 300. I'd like to do it before then. We shall see. I got some ideas. I've been working some stuff up in Adobe Premiere, so we'll see what I come up with. I'm toying around with some things, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it like crazy. So hopefully you are too. Am I looking at you when I do that? Yeah. Look, I got my camera a little high, right? It's all good. So yeah, if I look there, I guess I got to figure that out. Anyway, man, we're going to get to the show. Again, sorry to lead off with such tragic news, but I felt like we had to address it. We just had to address it. We're going to go in no particular order here. The whole thing with Bandito. Let's talk about Bandito for just a scoosh. If you know anything about Bandito, you know that the guy is freaking awesome. Those of us that knew his work in Ring of Honor know that he is freaking awesome. Okay. He had the match last week with Jericho, and we know how that went. The guy just showed off and showed out as only he can do. Fantastic. This guy is. And stories came out immediately that he had signed a contract with AEW right after the match. Turns out, according to him, that is not true. Bandito has said that that's not true, that he has indeed been offered a contract with AEW, but there's also a contract offer from WWE on the table. So that is coming from an interview with Mas Lucha. So yeah, that came out in the past 24 to 48 hours, I believe. So yeah, where would you guys like to see Bandito end up? I would guess the majority of this particular audience would say AEW. So what do you guys think about that? What's up, Ron? How you doing, man? Where are you? There you are. Yeah, Tim, he's so good, dude. He's so good. He really is. Carlos says WWE offer more money. Well, so, I mean, maybe. Number of years means something too here, callers, of course, because even if WWE were to offer him money, if AEW offers him less money but less years, and WWE's offering more money, more years, I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, what do you do? What's the smart play? Do you take a 5-year contract or do you take a 3-year contract? I mean, if it's me, I take a 3-year and I get as much money as I can for 3 years. You don't know where you'll be in a year, if you're even going to be happy in 3 years, much less where you're going to be in a year, honestly. How many of you know right now where you're going to be tomorrow? Anything can happen, baby. If you asked me 2 years ago, would I be in the chair I'm in today? I would say no. That's a pipe dream. I mean, I made a drastic life change this year that I did not see coming. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made professionally. But again, if you had quizzed me on this years ago, I would have said, well, it's something I want. It's something I've had in my line of sight for a good long time. Is it going to happen the way I'd like it to? I don't know. But you know what? Everything fell into place and I couldn't be happier. But how many wrestlers, and of course, we can get into it here. How many wrestlers end up in one of these companies and after X number of years say, well, I'm done here. We're seeing it in AEW right now because their boy Triple H is the guy running the show now in WWE. Well, because of that, what it comes down to is, they think that they're going to get just the best deal ever and the best ride ever because Triple H is in power now and running the whole show. But I got to be honest with you. I don't know if I believe that or not, if I'm being straight. And here's why. I want you to understand that this is where I'm coming from here. No disrespect against Triple H. I like the guy. I do. But how do we know Triple H is going to be in charge in a year? How do we know anything? If your reason for going to any company is one guy, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe it'll all work out. And I hope it works out for Bray this time. And I hope he takes that company by storm like he never has. I hope the gimmick is not weird or lame or impossible to believe or whatnot. I want it to be great for him this time. If Malachi Black ends up in WWE again at some point, becomes Aleister Black, whatever, as long as it's working for him and it's the right move for him and he gets paid, okay, cool. But again, what makes anyone believe that going to a company for one person is the right move? Have you ever went to a job because one friend worked there? How'd that work out for you? Because if that friend quits or gets fired, do you really have a reason to even stay anymore? Think about that. What if you got an apartment? The only reason you got it was because you got it with your best friend because he could split the bills and he's nice, your roommate, and everything's great. Well, if your friend has to move out because he gets married or he gets sick of you, well, now what are you going to do? You see what I'm saying? It's a weird move to me. Not impossible move, not nonsensical, and not ridiculous. Just odd. I just don't know if I could see myself personally doing that. I've heard no such confirmation that Malachi Black has returned to WWE for sure, as some people, Ron, have speculated. They're already saying it. And in terms of it's confirmed, brother, here's what I'll tell you. At first, he said, I asked for my release. And then like a week or two later, I never asked for my release. We're like, You said you did. What do you mean? You said what? I think the guy spoke too soon. I think a whole lot of people wanted to know, hey, what's up? Tell us more. And then he told more. We talked about the Malachi Black situation here on the show, right? I wish that guy nothing but the best. I love that dude. I do. Um, Again, do I think it's the right move for him to go back? Look, here's the thing. People can talk about this however they want to, whatever shape they want to. But if you tamper with someone else's employee, shame on you. And I got a question for all of you here. How do you think it would have went over if Tony Khan was calling people in WWE's locker room? Woo! Yowza. Probably not too well. Probably not too well. Hoy vey. All right. Moving on. Let's get to the 800-pound gorilla in the room because he's sitting right here, and man, is he stinky. Andrade El Idolo and Sammy Guevara. Uh-oh. Fisticuffs in AEW. Now, here is the story. In case you don't know, you're about to get cursed with it. Get ready. The first story that was bandied about was that Andrade showed up and pushed him and Sammy popped him. But only Andrade got sent home. What? Then the story changed for a bit. And it was like, no, Andrade showed up but didn't provoke Sammy. And Sammy popped him. Or no, Andrade popped him. And then it became, no, there was a big fight. And then it was like, no, there was a chainsaw. And it was steel chairs. I don't. The latest, and you can take this or you can leave it right where I say it, okay? It's totally up to you. But the latest on this, supposedly, is that Andrade showed up. He was not provoked, and he sucker punched Sammy. And more than one person has confirmed this. This according to Alvarez, okay? This according to Alvarez with Wrestling Observer, Figure 4 Online. I'm just saying. And when it comes to sources, they have quite a few more than I do. Okay? I'm not saying they're right. I'm not saying it's gospel, but that's the latest. That more than one person has confirmed to them that Sammy was sucker punched. Now, is it still a bad look that Sammy was on TV in the main event celebrating being carried on someone's shoulders? Oh, yeah. It never should have happened. Cooler heads should have prevailed. Smarter people should have stepped in that apparently were there and said, this is not a good look. Not only should he maybe not be in the main event on TV tonight, maybe he shouldn't be carried on someone's shoulders triumphantly. It is the look. It's the appearance of evil. That's all that matters. The truth at the end of the day, kids, really doesn't matter. It's what people perceive to be the truth. So if people perceive that this guy is a problem, that he's a troublemaker, that he's X, Y, and Z, well, guess what? That's going to be the perception. So maybe you don't put him on TV that night. Maybe you stick by him in a statement, or that may honestly be too much as well. But just let it be known through people that are going to run into their Twitter on their phone. Hey, we know Sammy didn't have anything to do with this. And by the way, if you can't take, by the way, who instigated all this online to begin with? Was it Sammy? Trust me, I'm not defending this dude, okay? I'm just trying to make sense of all this. Good luck, right? Yes, good luck. I got another screen here if you're wondering what I'm doing. And now I'm looking at myself, looking and pointing in another direction. It's very odd. Tom in 3D. Actually, 2D. 3D? 2D? I don't know. Carlos, I have not caught that interview. Will says, I almost forgot again. I'm here though. Will, thank you for the show. Happy Friday, or thank you to the show. Happy Friday to you, sir. Overtime is killing. Oh, I hear you. I put in about 50 hours a week, give or take, and sometimes more than 50. It is what it is. Now, my time putting in, it may not be your time. I no longer have a physically demanding job. It's all up here. And trust me, between these two temples, fried. deep fried like a Twinkie. Huh. Trust me, man. Come Friday evenings, man, I am just ready to unplug, and I often do not unplug. Brendan, how you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. Will says SmackDown in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada sucked. Uh-oh. Yeah, Jeff, we're talking about it here today. Yeah, it's a little nuts. So yeah, look, you can hate Sammy all day. A lot of people do. It's because of him. It's because of his kooky wife. It's because of the kooky stuff they do together on the big screen, right? Small screen, whatever. But don't hate the guy necessarily for the fight with Andrade, because we honestly don't know anything. The same thing that happened with Punk and the Bucks and Omega. It's just the same deal, in my humble opinion. We don't know anything. We only know what we've heard. It is what it is. Something else happened this week. WWE announces a big shakeup on their commentary team. New commentary team debut starting with Friday SmackDown. Do you think that Triple H is behind this? SmackDown will be Michael Cole and Wade Barrett. I love me some Wade Barrett, yo. Raw is Kevin Patrick and Corey Graves. NXT is Vic Joseph and Booker T. Pay-per-views are Michael Cole and Corey Graves. It also said that Pat McAfee will return to the announced booth following his commitment to ESPN's College Game Day. There it is. We will see. What do you guys think about the commentary team? Do you really care? Does it matter to you? Do you think that everyone's solid as is? Should they have made any changes? Now is your time to shine. Tell me what you think. Is this even on your radar? Going to be strange, Jeff says. Brandon says, do you think Tony might be allowing these things to go down to help with rate? I would hope not. I don't think they need help. They broke 1 million viewers again last night. Last week was the first time in how many weeks they hadn't broke 1 million? They're going to have ups and downs. Raw's not faring too much better. Remember how they picked up steam? Monday Night Football is kicking them square in the teeth now. They'll pick back up. But, I mean, these things happen. I would never do anything like that, me personally. And plus, it's not a good look. If it were to come out that he's allowing things to happen, you got to remember, dude, they're getting a ton of money from those Turner people, from those Warner Media people, I should say. So, no, I don't think that's anything to play with. Now, I can't say. Okay. That's just my take. Carlos says the commentary team's not a big deal unless they're really bad. Yeah. JD says, I don't care as long as it's quality. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that at all. Here's a little something that's come up. Bobby Fish is making his boxing debut on the Mayweather versus Deje. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Fish will face Boateng Priumph. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. The show is scheduled for Sunday, November 13th from Coca-Cola Arena in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Okay. We don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this, but hey, Fish. Hey, Bobby. Time to put up, baby. You said you had it all. You said you were the Chuck Norris of your generation. He didn't really do that. You said it's not a problem. I got this. I'm good. That CM Punk guy got nothing on me. He's an embarrassment. I can whoop everybody here. That's what Fish said. He said he can whoop you and your mama. Okay? Let's just forget the fact that pro wrestlers don't have to be legitimate tough guys necessarily. The watch is talking to me. Kiss off. Does it happen to you? It just starts talking to you. It's really weird. I'm about to, the flash. Can you see it? I'll shove it up in there. I won't do that. So yeah, Fish has got his wires crossed. He may have been dropped on his head one too many times, okay? Because he thinks that you have to be a legitimate, tough, and in a shoot kind of way to be a pro wrestler. When the truth is, it's not required. It's good if you are, but it's not necessarily required. Stuff can still hurt. Things can still feel bad. You can still get sick. You can still be hurt. You can still bleed occasionally. I mean, we are only human, and so are they. All right. But he believes because he could supposedly win in a legit fight that he's more awesomer than you are, and especially than that punk guy is. Let's just forget the fact that pro wrestling is not meant to be any of those things. Pro wrestling is a stage show. It is, it has been, it always will be, and that's the bottom line. And you know the rest. But, you know, again, he gets a little confused sometimes. Again, I submit, maybe dropped on and said it too many times. No disrespect. It's just weird. It's just weird. And it's okay. He would hate me all day long because to him, I'm just some dude in a chair. Let's be honest. I am just some dude in a chair. I'm just telling you how I see it. And you know what? I have been known to be wrong before. Brandon says, I have a feeling we'll get Barrett tied in a Drew McIntyre or maybe a Sheamus storyline. It could be. I mean, he's done wrestling. He's done working, right? He's not come back at all during this whole time. So, yeah. I mean, he can still get sucked in to all this for sure. So, yeah. As Tales from the Territory said, Memphis wrestling was real. I did not watch it. You want to know why I didn't watch it? I may give it a chance. How dark and deep and shadowy is it? Look, no disrespect to the team that puts together Dark Side of the Ring? I just don't want to focus on the negativity. I knew a lot of those stories anyway. A lot of them I didn't know, right? But like I just don't understand why we need to focus on the dark side of this stuff. Pro wrestling is meant to be fun, and I just don't get it. So I'm asking about, so the territory show's not negative or anything like that, not overly, because if it's not, I may check it out. Chad, too bad in the house. What's going on, dude? Randy Orton, we'll get to that. All right, so we're moving on from Fish. Sorry, Fish, you had a chance. Okay, so the whole Randy Orton thing, I have no updates on this, but the news that came out this week is supposedly Orton's injury is maybe worse than anyone initially thought. Recovery time's taking longer than everyone thought it would take, and that includes the company. But here's what I'm saying. Randy Orton is a flat-out specimen, and the better shape that you are, the more likely you are to be able to recover from injuries. However, that is no guarantee you will recover from injuries. So, what does that basically mean here? It's a good question. I mean, do I think Randy's done? I mean, I hope not. I like Randy quite a bit. I always have. He's someone else I've interviewed through the years. Nothing but a professional with me anyway. But Randy has had a long and illustrious career, as they say. If he is, in fact, done, is that going to be a big deal? I don't know if it's all right. So I'll put it to you this way. It's a big deal for that company in as much as, they have to replace someone of Randy Orton's stature. And I don't know if they have anyone that can just step right in and replace Randy Orton, especially since Cody's still on the shelf. I don't have a good answer to that. Okay. But here's what I'll tell you about the whole Randy Orton thing. In my opinion, if he's done and there's an opportunity to hang up the boots, as they say, and have something of good quality of life for the rest of his life and walk away now, if that's what that means, walk away. Now, that's easy for this guy to say. I'm not the one taking the bumps and making all that flipping money. Okay. So maybe I wouldn't say that if I were in Orton's shoes, but right now I am, because it's kind of how I feel. So yeah, if I'm in Orton's boots, I'm going to do what's best for me, first and foremost, my health, second, of course, maybe first. And also I'm going to do the best thing I can for my family and make sure they're provided for. Greg Lancaster says in Washington, D.C., went to the AEW show Wednesday night. Going to the show tonight. People are selling tickets. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Hi, Greg. I'm Tom. You've been here before, haven't you? Toby says I'm late, but here I'm in charge of posting Ray's. Ray has handed off his question. That's how epic this thing has become. The Ray question, the day. Okay. Ooh, I like that. I did like that. So we'll see what happens with the Randy Orton situation. I'm not sure what's going on, but going to be interesting to find out. Dwayne The Rock Johnson supposedly will not be the next president of the United States. Well, know why? Because he doesn't want to. Here's something good. In a recent interview with CBS, check this out. He's asked about running for president. He says, it's, quote, it's off the table. Yes, it is off the table. I will say this because it requires a B-side. I love our country and everyone in it. I wouldn't say that. I'd never go that far. Whole lot of people in this country I don't really care for. I'm saying. I also love being a daddy. Now, I'll agree with that. And that's the most important thing to me is being a daddy. Number one, especially during this time, this critical time in my daughter's lives, because I know what it was like to be on the road and be so busy that I was absent for a lot of years. My first daughter was growing up in these critical age at this critical time in their life. And that's what the presidency will do. Sure, CEO sounds great, but the number one thing I want to be is daddy. That's it. Can you sense in his tone that he's already kind of much figured out that if he runs, he's going to win? Look at the last clown that we had in office. Yeah, anybody can be president. You know how when you were kids and everybody told you, hey, you can be anything you want to be president one day. They were right. They were right. I like Rock a lot. Rock is not presidential candidate material, in my opinion. Now, they said the same thing about Reagan. Reagan did an okay job. All right. So maybe I'd be dead wrong. Not to get political. It's my show, though. I can do what I want. But yeah, that's kind of where I come down at. This idea that, oh, I'm not going to run because if I run, I'll win. Honestly, probably so. However, in his defense, he did go on to say, quote, at the end of the day, I don't know the first thing about politics. I don't know the first thing about policy. I care deeply about our country. I care about every effing American who bleeds red, and that's all of them. And there's no delusion here. I may have some decent leadership qualities, but that doesn't necessarily make me a great presidential candidate. That's where I am today, end quote. I like the way he said all those things, except loving everybody in America. Again, I don't. A lot of people in this country are a wackadoodle and not really love them too awful much. You guys want to move on and not talk about politics? Because we can if you want to. By the way, what's up? Good day, David down under. How was that? How was that, mate? No, I don't want to butcher it. Tim says that himself, Toby, and Ray Dean have a group chat. That is the fun. Dude, Tom Clark's main event brings people together. They just got to hand me this world peace thing. I'll fix it. Just let me fix it. What's wrong? You got a problem. If you got a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find him, maybe you can hire Tom Clark's main event. Where's my 18 people at? I may have to put that in the new intro. I have been thinking about starting a podcast called Tom Clark Saves the World. I'm legit thinking about it. And it'll just be nothing but me ranting about stuff. I'm kind of afraid to do it because I'm kind of afraid it would have impact in other areas of my life. I'm just thinking about it. I don't know, man. Brent says Tom Clark for president has been confirmed. I got too many skeletons in my closet, baby. I done too much stuff. He said it. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I gotta show it. Man, where did it go? Here, nope, wrong one. Here we go.
I'm going to the moon.
There we go. Yeah, well, I get it. I usually don't like talk politics either, but I'm kind of tired of tiptoeing around some stuff. You know what I mean? I really am. Sometimes I get a little salty. You never would have thunk it about me, huh? Salty. Not all the time. Sometimes. A little bit. You know what, though? I'm still lovable. Right? Welcome, everyone who's just tuning in to the show. I'm Tom. What's up? This main event we've been running since 2014. This is episode number 286. 14 more weeks until the 300th anniversary celebration, bam, of Tom Clark's main event. And let me just tell you right now, it's going to be a party for the ages because we're going to have the debut, not only of the new set design, not only of the new show intro, not only of perhaps a new wardrobe, but also the Tom Clark's main event dancers. Just you wait. They're dead sexy. They are. You'll find out, and none of you be laughing then. You're laughing now. You won't be laughing then. Okay? You'll find out. You'll see. You'll see. Ron, I don't drink, brother, or smoke. I'm not your guy. Sugar Shane says your production is slipping. Peaches and Power Bombs are stealing your buttons. They've been stealing from me forever. I'm a trendsetter, baby. I built this house. I'm with what was his name? Elix Skipper, who had been in Impact Wrestling for all of 10 minutes, talking about I built this house. I'm like, who are you again? Elix who? What? One of the worst gimmicks I've ever heard in my life. I built this house. Kid, no one knows who you are. Excuse me? I'm fuzzy again, aren't I? Here. As soon as I defend my production, look what happens. That's not on me, though. That's the platform I'm using, baby. For sure. JD says, what dancer? Dancer on this show, really? You'll just have to keep tuning in to find out, won't you? Gavin Kane from Northern Ireland. Bet you thought I was going to butcher your language, didn't you? I may still do it. Gavin, I'm just teasing. You know what's cool is that between the main event and between my shoot job, I have met people and talked to people all over the world, man. And I interact every day with people in West Africa, which is the coolest thing ever, if only because the distance for me is so incredibly great. But yeah, I work with a lot of really, really talented people in the space that I'm in. I'm just saying. And then I get to meet and hang out with you guys, man. Nothing's better. Nothing's better. Robbie, what's going on? I won't steal MJF's catchphrase. Brendan says Tom's presidential theme would be the NWO theme. He'll be taking over. I'd have to use NWO Wolfpack. Wouldn't that be fun? Toby says he finds me awkwardly lovable. That's not the worst thing I've ever been called. That's the truth. Timothy says Ray will be vice president. Ray, if you want the job, E is finally here. You've been acknowledged, D. E, relax. It'll be okay. Toby says, spoiler alert, the dancer will be myself, Ray Dean, and Timothy Gonzalez. The unholy trinity. That's good stuff. The Gold Dust trio, I guess. Gable Stevenson, now training with WWE full-time after a heart procedure. Let me just tell you something about this Gable Stevenson kid. This guy had better be money. This guy better be, it better be Okada every time he comes out. Just making it rain. Because they love Gable Stevenson. They love him. You know how much they love him? This much. No disrespect. I just don't know the last time I've seen a company have such a love affair with one guy that's never done anything in the pro wrestling ring. Man, that sounds salty. Sometimes I don't get it, kids, and it's okay. I don't have to get it. No disrespect. I'm just having fun. Everybody relax. Mr. Stevenson, don't show up to my house and choke me out because I know you can. Dude, I'm not a fighter. I barely walk. Kidding me? My knees crack every time I stand up. How about you? So you guys want to talk about what's going to happen this what day is today? You guys want to talk about the big WWE event happening tomorrow night? What do you guys think, man? You want to talk about it? Because we can, if you guys want to. So look, here's what I'll say about it. There's a big card happening, and we're going to talk about it here. Bear with me here, kids. Here we go. We'll get to it. Everybody relax. Y'all ain't got to be like that. Dang. Okay. Extreme Rules 2022. We have 6 matches, count them 6, on the card right now. And that's all we got, okay? Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey, Extreme Rules match for WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins in a fight pit match. Daniel Cormier will serve as a special guest referee. Drew McIntyre against Karrion Kross in a strap match. Bianca Belair with Alexa Bliss and Asuka versus Bayley with Damage Control. That's Dakota Kai and Io Sky to you kids. And a ladder match with WWE Raw Women's Championship. Edge versus Finn Balor with the Judgment Day, an I Quit match. And the Brawling Brutes. The Brawling Brutes. Sheamus, Ridge Holland, and Pete Dunne. I'm not calling by that stupid name. And you can't make, none of you can make me either. Not even Gable Stevenson can make me do it. Versus Imperium. Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and Walter. Not the other name. I'm not calling him that. I'm not doing it. You can't make me. 6-man tag team, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. Donnybrook. Followed up by the Katie Bar the Doors Rumble. I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? E, I'm not putting that stupid word up there. I'm not doing it. Stop it, E. Tubby, I'm with you. I'm betting Charlotte returns and gets involved in the Ronda Liv match. I agree. Charlotte going to come back and take that belt and keep it for like 9 years. Wait and see. Wait and see. Toby says, I'm sure you discussed it, but is there any doubt that Bray is the White Rabbit? None. 0. I'm just teasing. There's always some kind of doubt. Nothing's guaranteed all the time. I mean, it depends on what you're talking about. But if you could listen, can I ask you guys a question in all seriousness? In all seriousness, you mean to tell me that they're going to do this White Rabbit campaign?
What?
On TV every week.
What?
Dropping clues.
What?
Showing teasers.
What?
Putting them online.
What?
Getting the crowd talking.
What?
They're excited.
What?
Electric.
What?
They're talking.
What?
Only for it not to be Wyndham Rotunda?
What?
I said for it not to be Wyndham
What?
Rotunda.
What?
Also known as Bray Wyatt.
What?
You really think that's going to happen?
What?
Me neither. I just made up for a whole bunch of non-button pushing. Yeah, man. And I'm going to tell you right now. Listen. If it's not him, we riot. They're going to burn that arena to the ground. I shouldn't joke about stuff like that. How do you not do it?
That's hard time.
I just don't know. I don't know. How do you not do it? It'll be the biggest miss ever. And what was it Hunter said something about? He said, it's someone that no one's talking about.
Hot garbage.
Okay. Listen, if Wyndham Rotunda is happy, I'm happy for the guy. I'm on the record. I love this guy so much. 95% of the Fiend stuff I could have lived without, honestly. When I saw the championship belt they made that looked like his face and his mask. That didn't work out. Let's try it again. Visual joke. Always be sure you're ready. That's a cue for any of you podcast hosts. Be sure you're ready before you go for dramatic effect. Rewind. When I saw the belt that looked like the Fiend's face.
Hot garbage.
No kidding. Horrible. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see what goes down from here. Toby says could be that was Braun Strowman in the rabbit outfit. Remember? At one time. Keith says the fans' music is on Spotify, kind of a giveaway. I did, E. We mentioned it at the very beginning of the show, my friend. Very, very sad story for sure. Toby says, my luck, it's Gacy and yeah, I don't know. Husky Heresy says, oh, Straight Up Wrestling Show is with us from the YouTube. What's up, dudes? Dudes? Bros? Pals? Compadres? Compatriots? How many different words for friend do you have? I got a bunch of them. All right, we've got a few minutes left of the show, and I think we've got through most of the good stuff and bad stuff and weird stuff and sad stuff for the week. So why don't we just do this? Toby, it's your time to shine on behalf of Ray Dean. Do him proud, okay? Because this is the open floor. Shouldn't that be followed with a button? I should do a button for. Oh my God, I should do a button for the open floor. I love it. Man, when I do when I do the new intro and whatnot, every one of y'all is going to be crying like a bunch of girls all the time. Talking about it's the best thing I ever saw in my life. It's the truth. Believe that.
Woo!
That was just because I wanted to do it. All right, let's open the floor up. You know what I think?
It doesn't matter what you think.
Oh, that was that's cheap, wasn't it? All right. He cut and pasted the whole thing. I'm on vacation, Toby. Can you ask Tom? I love that you put the whole thing in there. It's quite nice. Where is Adam Cole and when will he be back? Adam Cole is at your house, Ray. And he's there with a new coffee maker and an extra one to give a friend. So now you have to answer the question. Are you going to give me that coffee maker? Because later on, he's going to want to get Beyond Burgers. And I want to know if I can join. Bam! I done turned the tables. Toby, you tell him everything I said. Oh, Ludacris or Eminem? Ludacris all day. I'm not an Eminem guy. I'll go Cypress Hill this time because I chose EPMD last week. I love that Ray asked the questions on Peaches and Power Bombs, and Marie had no idea who was talking about. It's just hip hop is not her thing. That actually made me smile harder than I thought it would. Cherie, love it. Love it. It's awesome. Now, here's hoping it's awesome. I don't know how that movie doesn't hit. How's that movie not work? But I can't wait to see it. I think it's going to be great, man.
Woo!
For sure. Can't wait. You know what I still have in here? I have Christmas sound bites queued up with the Christmas intro with the sleigh bells. Oh, Christmas is coming. Never you fear. I don't know where I'm going with that. E says, E, you rip on me all the time and the team I pulled for and everything. Why do I ever put you back up on the screen, man? Flavor Aussie. I'll give you a point for originality. I've never been asked that in my life. I mean, does Ozzy have a bigger contribution to the world of music than Flavor Flav? Flavor Flav was the sideman for Chuck D. I couldn't have done it. Could you? Nope. That's pretty big shoes to fill, man. I don't know. I'm not answering that because you're mean all the time, dude. Who's going to kick the snot out of Dominic? Gavin, I vote you do it. Put that little kid in his place with his silly mullet and whatnot, and he can't act. And he's like much taller than his dad. Oh, he's being taller than me. Anyone see Hard Day's Night? It's not my fault. Now you say that. I don't remember how it goes. I love that freaking movie. I got to watch it. Maybe I haven't watched it in a long time. Toby says a lot about you, Tom, that Ray is on vacation. Oh, of course. He does this all the time. But I love it. Did you hear about the rumors about Henry Cavill doing a new Superman movie? We'll see, Shane. I heard it. We'll see. Nah. I don't know. If you want to impress me with the DC Extended Universe project, get different people behind the camera. Get different people behind the camera. I don't think the problem is the guys in front of the camera. I think the problem is the people behind the camera. The director, the writer, the actor, and everything works in unison, yes, but if the story is wretched, that's a problem. Give it to the right people. You want to do a good Superman movie? You want to do a good DC movie, period? You go to Jon Favreau's door and you pay him any amount of money he wants. You pay him any amount of money he wants. And I'm not making that up. Whatever he wants, you pay the man. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. E, why do I keep putting your comment up here? Because you're so mean. Gonna tell Dom a story that he will never forget. The story is that Angie isn't his real mom. Angie versus Rhea for the custody of Dom. And what do they put on the poll? What do they put on the poll? Custody rights on a poll match. WCW in the house. Let me get this thing to refocus. Yeah, this is StreamYard, baby. Can you tell I use StreamYard? Because I use the plan where all the logos are changed out and whatnot. I don't need their silly logo with the goose or whatever it is. Anyway, I got a new ring. Went to a comic book convention last week. My ring game is coming along, dude. It's coming along. My bracelet game is on point, okay? I got the Wonder Twin Powers Activate happening here, okay? It's on point. My ring game needs some work. I don't know if the goal is every finger. Right now, it's every other finger. I mean, those two didn't work out, but like, you can't see this, but the Batman symbol's on the pinky ring. And they had a black Batman ring, but honestly, this one fit better, and it's heavier too. I like the weight of it. Robbie says, I have no idea why they did, but they got rid of Texas Wrestling Hall of Fame. There are many. Wow. In the state, that's crazy. Who are the 4 biggest wrestling fans put on your Mount Rush? That's a good one. Wrestling families. You got to say the Von Erich family first and foremost. You got to say the Hart family. You got to say the Funks, right? That's 3. You can't say the Andersons because they're not a legit family. Not all of them, right? Ooh, man, that's a really, really good one. Who would you put as the 4th one? Who would you put the 4th one as the 4th family? Sounds like the mob, the 4 families or something. Sorry about that. Who would you guys put as the 4th family? It'd be tough. If you could produce a behind-the-scenes show of Jim Crockett Promotions, which story would you cover first? Madden TA's accident. I'd do it before I did Flair and Dusty. And Flair and Dusty would probably be second. NOI, excellent answer, Ron. Yeah, I would say I would go with Magnum story first. So because Magnum TA doesn't have that accident, the face of wrestling has changed forever. What you're watching today maybe is not happening. I want you to think about that for a second. You know, the butterfly effect, the theory of, time travel that, if you go back in the past and you step on butterfly's wings, or you kill a butterfly or whatever, that it forever ripples through time and changes, has catastrophic issues moving ahead for all of space and time. I want you guys to think about this for a second. If Magnum TA's accident does not happen, everything we know about pro wrestling today is maybe not what we know about pro wrestling today. Because Magnum TA would have been signed by Vince McMahon eventually. First of all, he would have been the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Magnum TA was everything that Hulk Hogan was not. Magnum looked like $1 million. The women loved him. He had a tremendous physique, and Magnum could not only talk, Magnum could work. Magnum fired up on the mic, as good, if not better than Hogan did when he was really intense. And Magnum could flat out work. Magnum had to hang with Ric Flair. He had to be able to get in the ring and go with Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard. He had to be able to power up next to the Road Warriors. He had to be able to keep time with the Rock and Roll Express. He had to be able to get cerebral with the Midnight Express. Magnum TA had everything it took to be the face of that company, and he was the next guy in line. They had tapped him to be the next NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And I'm telling you right now, Vince McMahon gets one look at him, everything changes. And I know the stories are out there that they tapped Sting's shoulder for many different times, and Sting kept telling him no. Yes, the industry changes if Sting goes to WWE because they would never have needed Hogan again. I do agree with that. However, I submit that if they had had Magnum, Hogan's days would have been numbered because the fans would have decided. I don't care what you book. The fans would have took one look at Magnum TA and said, oh my God, this guy? Wow. That's how I feel. I think Magnum would have been a multiple-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, a multiple-time WWF champion. I think that things change from that point forward. We could all sit here and fantasy book all day long, but dude, I'm telling you right now, for sure. For sure. Damn. Maybe I should write that story. That would be fun, huh? The Armstrongs. Excellent answer. Excellent answer. Toby says Hearts, Funks, Von Aries, Guerreros. Guerreros, that's a good answer. There's too many. There's too many. Hard to narrow it down, dude. If you compare me to a celebrity, who would it be and why? E, you think I'm going to answer that question for you? Dang, E, I don't know. Stirring up trouble. Got another Hard Day's Night reference. He's a king mixer. Look at him. Always got his nose stuck in that book. They talk about you when you're not here, you know. I don't know. I think you're the old man from Hard Day's Night. Hey, pardon me for asking, but who's that little old man? What little old man? That little old man. Oh, that little old man. That's, what does he say? Oh, that's my grandfather. And John says, he's not. And he goes, he is, you know. He says, George said, but I've met your grandfather. And he said, that's not him. I think I used to know this word for word. And he goes, oh, yeah, that is my grandfather, but this is my other one. And John says, well, how do you reckon that one out? And Paul goes, well, everyone's entitled to two, aren't they? And this is my other one. I love that so much. You're the grandfather. You're the old man in Hard Day's Night. You're a king mixer. Toby says, I'll say Dan DeVito. Oh, that's good. Will says Kenny Omega's a wrestling and he's wrestling in a bar. Really? Shut up. Wow. Gavin says He-Man or Thundercats Ho. That's, dude, I was a fan of both growing up, man. I would give the edge. I give the edge to Thundercats because, like, I don't know why I say that, but I got really into Thundercats. Like, I was a He-Man fan as well, but I'll give a slight edge to Thundercats. I was into the original Voltron. By the way, if you go to comic book conventions in your area and you're a fanboy like I am, always go to the bootleg tables because you'll find all kinds of good stuff, man. I'll show you something. And now I won't be able to find it. Like, for example, I picked this up a while back. This is the entire, can you see it? Here you go. This is the entire series. This is the complete series. And it's all bootlegged. The whole thing is bootleg discs, man. It's just a stack of discs. This is everything. This is TV specials. This is the movie. This is everything of the Transformers. First gen, okay? I bought that one year. I think I paid $50 for it. Here is the original series, the entire series, plus the movie, all bootleg. Paid $50 or $60 for that one. Anybody remember this? If you remember this, good on you. It's the entire series right here, Mask. And I was 99% sure I have Voltron because I was a big Voltron guy too. And now I cannot find it anywhere. I am almost 100% certain it's floating around this office. Can you tell I got some work to do in here to clean things up? That's how much of a fanboy I am, kids. Respect. Respect the fanboyness. All right, we're getting ready to get out of here, kids. We're getting ready to wrap this up. We've been going 1 minute and 2. Stevie Nicks or Janis Joplin. I don't know if I can do that, Toby. I got a hot take for you. Roll your sleeves up on this one, baby. You ready? For me, Stevie Nicks is just a little bit overrated. If Nathan Workman heard me say that, he'd cry a river. I think Stevie Nicks is just tad overrated. And I've never been a huge Janis Joplin fan. So I don't think I have a choice. Are those hot takes? They're both considered legends, right? Yep. Mask. Yeah, for sure. I also have why can't I find anything? Whose fault is this? Oh, wait, it's mine. I had something else I was going to show you. Why can't I find it? I swear to God, it's laying around here. I got to be careful, though, kids, because I got the green screen behind me if I mess with it. Anyway, I've got Battle of the Planets. You remember that? The Battle of the Planets, also known as G-Force. Let me tell you about a cartoon series that does not hold up well. Battle of the Planets does not hold up. Like, at all. Dude, I'm not even kidding with you. It does not hold up. And now I can't find it. I'll find it the next time and I'll hold it up and whatnot. So, yeah. Before we get out of here, E, you're so hurtful. You're so hurtful, E. Before we get out of here, I'm about to push the other show. You ready? Tom Clark's 6M podcast. We focus on movies, music, Marvel, magazines, miniseries, and more. Okay? Whoa. It's a geek culture / pop culture podcast. Gavin Kane, you would dig this show, I promise you. I do it with a series of co-hosts. Ray and I are going to do a show coming up. He's agreed to do one. Can't wait to do one with Ray. It should be fun. We're going to pick a topic. Last night, we recorded, Phil Lindsay and I, of Tom Clark's Main Event fame, also Grapsody fame, and of the Bleacher Report, Phil Lindsay. We did Hellboy, the original Hellboy, last night. This past Tuesday's episode, and by the way, new episodes drop every Tuesday, kids, was Iron Man 2. So there you go. We cover everything. If you guys have not checked out the 6M, please do so. I want you guys to remember something. Every time I ask you to listen to a podcast, I'm not making a dime off you. I promise you. I'm not getting money to be here right now. Okay. I'm peeling back the curtain. I do this because I love it. And I'm so appreciative that you guys keep tuning in to listen to little old me give his silly opinions on a silly business. Okay. But I also appreciate any and all of you who download the 6M podcast. Not making any money there either. These are all labors of love. I love what I'm doing. I love the podcast and gig. You guys know that about me, right? I just feel like I'm at home on camera. I can't even tell you why. But it's fun for me, and I hope that you enjoy the shows. I'm going to get out of here and start my weekend. If I tell you I'm not going to work this weekend, I may be lying because I got some things I got to shore up before next week gets here, but we shall see, baby. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody, take care. Have a great weekend. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for showing me some love. You guys know I appreciate you very much. You guys are the best of all time. And listen, again, have a good weekend. Thanks for tuning in. And we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next week. Don't miss it. Thanks again, kids. See you next time. Tom Clark's Main Event.